This episode of Walt Disney World Today is sponsored by MEI and Mousefan Travel, who specialize in cruises and vacation packages to Disney and other destinations around the world. MEI and Mousefan Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner. They provide their signature services with no additional agency fees. To get your free no-obligation quote, visit www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, January 23rd, 2008, and this is episode 361 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from StudioCentral.com. On the show today, we have Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, Matt. Sorry.
Very nice. And also on the show today, we have Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. And also on the show, we have Mike Scopa of All Ears Net. Welcome, Mike.
The world in perfect harmony with all its living things, that, my friends, is a time for a joyous celebration. For when all things exist in balance, it is said we are all connected in a great circle
of life.
Circle of life.
It's a Lion King attraction, obviously.
What is it called?
Circle of Life?
No.
Festival of
Tell
Lion?
him. Festival
Festival of
of
Lion
Lion.
King.
It's not like you don't live down there, you know?
Yeah, really.
Jeez. It's Wednesday, and we're answering your listener questions. The first is from Patty from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who writes, "Hi, Matt, Mike, and Len. Okay, so I was training for the 2008 marathon, and I realize I'm super late on this, but hey, just thought of it, and I was hit by a car. Yeah, there's no there's no non-dramatic way to say that. The gist is I needed knee surgery, broke my tibia plateau, and am now unable to participate in this or possibly any marathon. I am so incredibly bummed out. My question is Walt Disney World truly a friendly place for the scooter crutch crowd? I've seen people buzzing around on carts and have expressed my annoyance with them as they jump lines and require special services. But is it a great place? We have our room and car and plane tickets reserved, so we thought to go, but getting around is more of a chore most of the time, and I'm sure the crowds in general at the marathon would have been unruly. So, is it worth it to still go and visit, or should I just eat the non-refundable plane and hotel ticket and try again next year? Thanks, guys, and don't worry if you don't get this on time. My bad for not writing sooner."
I'd go.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go anyway.
Yeah, I mean, no, they're very accommodating, I think. I mean, there's certain people who are kind of annoying with the wheelchairs, and you know, it happens. There's plenty of annoying people that walk on two legs and will push and shove you out of the way anyway. I would go. Disney World is very accommodating for that. Certainly, you might want to invest in Deb's book, right, Scopa? The open mouse. Yep.
Yes.
Might be some information on there that might help you since you're going to be probably in ECV. And I would suggest you go to ECV. I mean, crutches could probably work for about an hour or two, but after all that walking, I mean, your pits are just going to,
They're going to be the pits. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next email is from Jake Thompson of Kissimmee, Florida. Who writes, "I have a question I think Mr. Newell could answer best." I love these questions.
Oh, yeah, these are great.
Yeah.
Where online could I download all the old extinct attraction music? I really do not want to use any peer-to-peer programs, as I don't want two computers that don't work. I have searched and searched, but the best site I could find was projectplaylist.com, and that still doesn't have most of the stuff I'm looking for. Is there any way I could download the songs for free online? I know this isn't a time-sensitive question, but I think I have a lot of people who would love to find a magical musical goldmine, and no, I'm not talking about the High School Musical cash cow, just in case any Disney bigwigs are listening in. Sorry if this question has been asked before. I haven't heard it asked yet, but I haven't listened to every episode so far. Keep up the hilarity and other stuff like in info and whatnot. P.S. I'm sending you a link of a picture to an audio podcast that is somewhat futile, but I think you might get a kick out of it.
If it's Lucio, we know all about it.
Yeah, that's right. Any suggestions, Mr. Newell?
Well, I mean, LimeWire is the obvious choice. I like Mouse Bits.
Yeah, he's looking for non-peer-to-peer, so I guess something that's...
The Diz used to have a site, a page with all of their... I'm just looking at it.
They had a link to a bunch of things that were stored on like one of those bulk upload sites, but that got taken down. I mean, the best advice I can give you is that if you're looking for non-peer-to-peer stuff that's just on some website, I mean, obviously Google around so we can find, but otherwise things do turn up on big sites. People will be like, "Oh, look, someone posted, this parade or something," and you can download it quickly. But it's, it is that kind of a gray area, and you know,
That's the problem. Yeah, you're right.
good luck, bro. Next email is from Lori in Connecticut, who writes, "Hi guys, I'm a new listener to the podcast and love it. You guys do a great job. I was exploring the Walt Disney World Resort webpage and noticed that they advertise for wonderful weeks of Disney. Is there any real value to these weeks? Lower crowds, value rates, special events?"
I've never
With these-
seen that.
She says, I've never seen it also on the Disney World website. It says wonderful weeks of Disney.
No, I don't think so. No, unless they're running the promotion, unless they're running the ad in conjunction with some other promotion. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, well, they have it. I mean, if you Google wonderful weeks of Disney, it's the first one that comes over there. And let's suggest the weeks highlighted below. Most of these times are when rates are the lowest of the year. Of course, these are time. Disney's basically, Len, if you want to get there, and while I'm explaining to our listeners, it has a bunch of dates that are not very popular in terms of crowds, according to Disney, and these are when rates for the resorts are going to be the lowest. And I think, Len, if you have a chance to just glance at them, you would probably say that these are the dates that are highlighted. I guess would be ones that you would say are generally low crowded days.
Looking for it now. Magical Days of Disney.
Wonderful Weeks of Disney. Sorry,
What's
like
the time to?
it's like Disney's own crowd calendar.
Yeah, but it's
Less descriptive.
nice.
Cease and desist.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's nothing to. I mean, just to explain, there's not like it's. I mean, you can Google it, just Wonderful Weeks of Disney on your own, but it doesn't have. It doesn't have like which park is the best to go to. It just says there are certain days that are highlighted in each month, and it says, okay, this particular week or this day is good to come because value.
Read what it says. Most of these are when rates are among the lowest of the year, so it's based on the rates, it's not based on anything else.
Yeah, that's a good point. So even though there may not be any crowd going on, it's just whatever is cheapest. Which is good, I guess, if you want to try to find a decent rate for a resort.
Yeah.
You're trying to plan out a trip and you don't want to pay a lot, but there's no guarantees here in terms of crowds or anything. Lori also wants to know, I'm curious to know if any of you, as frequent visitors, have won anything from the Year of a Million Dreams promotions.
No.
Oh yeah. You haven't? No.
Not a thing. Not even a balloon.
Wow.
Nothing.
I've won Dream Fast Pass and Dream Ears. What have you won, Len?
I've won fast passes.
Yeah. Scope, have you won anything?
Nothing.
Yep.
I don't know. Next email
think
is
it's the
from
name
Monique
Mike.
in Massachusetts, who writes, "Hi, Matt, Mike, and Len. Love the show.
Monique.
You've got me motivated to try to heal my bum knee and try for the 2009 or 2010 half marathon, so many thanks for that." Now on to the question. My husband and I are going to Disney World for this Christmas with both sets of parents. This means 2 in their 60s, 2 in their late 50s, and my husband and I both 27. My mom and dad and I are Disney experts, plan like mad, and are totally prepared for the crowds and walking. We're slowly preparing my in-laws for what to expect. They've been before at average crowd levels, but nothing like the holidays. What I'm having problems getting across is the amount of walking and standing involved with long lines, and I don't want to kill them with the overdoing things. So I'm trying to figure out ways I could balance out 2 long days of Walt Disney World. What would you recommend for downtime? We're staying at my parents' in Poinciana, so going back to the hotel is out. Also, dinner reservations are impossible since they book up very quickly. I'm trying to come up with things like Voices of Liberty, get there early for benches, floor seats that will let us rest without getting bored. We're planning on definitely going to Epcot and either Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom for the second day, although that's still up for grabs. So thanks for downtime, Len. What would you suggest for people who are going during a crowded time of the year and want to relax a little bit without having to actually go back to their resort?
Downtime without having to. So you could spend some time. It depends on the park that you're at, but in the Magic Kingdom, there's that movie theater at the Exposition Hall in Main Street, which is air conditioned and dark and offers seating. So grab a snack and go sit there. Really, you're looking for places where you don't want to sit down on the ground because you can't really relax when you're sitting on the ground because you're trying to keep yourself erect.
Yep.
You want to sit in a chair somewhere, preferably out of the sun as well, and away from the crowds, and away from the noise as much as possible too, because the noise will wear you down as well. In Epcot, the gardens in the back of the UK,
Yeah, that's a great spot.
as well as the lower level of the Land Pavilion,
Yep.
is really good.
I would also say, you could also apply that to attractions. I mean, we all love the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, the TTA, because it's nice. It's relatively long, and it's great because there's no line. It's just great for sitting, and you go through all of Tomorrowland, and you can get a good view of what's going on. You can kind of get a bird's eye view. Oh, look, Buzz Lightyear has no line, or something like that. And it's a good way to get off your feet for a little while.
Right. Exactly.
Any other suggestions, Scopa, for staying off your feet?
If you have to, if you can't go all the way back to your own resort,
Sounds like Scopa.
Exactly. And I would say try and get if you can't go back all the way to your resort. I have napped successfully at every Magic Kingdom monorail resort, so you might want to give that a try too.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean, you can also try that. That's a good point. I'm never napping, but I mean, going to one of the other resorts nearby. If you're in the Magic Kingdom, you go to the Magic Kingdom Resort, Epcot, Boardwalk or something, and you can just go to the lobby over there or a lounge or something and just sit down and relax and just take it, take a load off for a little while.
Okay.
Next email is from Brady from Redmond, Washington, who writes, "Hello, gentlemen and Len. I won't bore you with gratuitous sucking up about how long I've been listening to the show from the very beginning, how I read the book and subscribed to the website, ding, or read various blogs. Let me get straight to the question. We're headed back for our third Christmas season coming up later this year. We have Saturday alone, and then on Sunday afternoon, my partner's parents are joining us for a week. They're older, and so my typical unofficial guide style of commando attack won't really work. And it's not likely we're going to get much time on the thrill rides, but we'll have plenty of time in all the parks. I started wondering whether we could get in all our favorites on that day, so I don't look at them resentfully as we stroll down Main Street thinking I could be at Big Thunder. So here's the challenge. How do you get to all 4 theme parks to ride the big thrill attractions? We have a car, so that will help. But just to make it more interesting, we have ADRs for lunch and dinner, and I'd like to see Spectrum Magic also. So can it be done? And if not, what would we have to give up? Lunch, Spectrum Magic, our relationship to make it work? Love you guys. Love the show.
All right, so they want to do all 4 parks in one day.
Yep.
Where are the ADRs at?
They have an ADR at California Grill and 50s Prime Time.
What time is the 50s Prime Time?
Noon. And the dinner at California Grill is at 8 o'clock. Spectrum Magic's at 7.
So they have to be at the studios for lunch.
Yep. I think you're. I mean, I'll defer to your opinion, Lenny. It sounds to me like you're trying to do a little too much there, and you gotta. A little is better than. I would rather focus on a little bit, get that done, and have that sense of accomplishment. And just you can always come back to Walt Disney World. It's not going anywhere.
I, on the other hand, Matt, would pick up that gauntlet that was thrown down and actually try and make it work.
Oh snap!
But really, that says a lot, really, about us and our attitude towards life.
Exactly.
Just sort of pack it.
I'm just a Sammy Hagar kind of guy.
Whereas I am more the David Lee Roth, joie de vivre.
Go to Oprah. Go to Oprah.
It's funny. Don and Hannah and I were sitting around a while ago talking about. Hannah had heard this thing, or we had heard this thing on the radio where somebody had said, if there's an asteroid coming towards Earth, how would you spend? It's going to kill everyone. How would you spend your last hour on Earth? And Hannah said, she'd want to spend it with us and everything. And Dawn, same thing. She'd want to live with her family and friends. I'd be trying to find a way to survive. And really, I think it said a lot about all of us.
Anyway, getting back to the question, how would you do it? Getter doer person.
Well, obviously the Magic Kingdom comes last, and you want to be at the studios around lunchtime. So really the question is, what do you do in the morning, right? So you've got a morning slot open, and then you've got a post-lunch sort of early afternoon.
You got to do Animal Kingdom, I would think. I mean, just go ride Everest and leave the park.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it depends on what you want to see in each park. If you're going to do Soarin', Test Track, and Mission Space, I would actually go to Epcot first. And the reason why I would was in early afternoon you could probably wait out either Kilimanjaro Safaris or Expedition Everest. And there's only 2 thrill rides there, whereas you have 3 in Epcot. So I would go Epcot from 9 to 10:15, and I think you could be done by 10:15. Even if you're done at 10:30, that'd be okay. Then I'd head over to the studios and get fast passes for everything, or a fast pass Rock and Roller Coaster, and I'd ride Tower of Terror. Then I'd do my lunch. Then I'd head directly over to Animal Kingdom, and I would if there are fast passes available for Everest, I would grab those and then wait in line for Kilimanjaro Safaris or do the reverse, and then I would end the day at the Magic Kingdom. And I bet you that actually works.
Well, there you go. Next email is from Michelle from Arlington, Virginia, who writes, "Hi guys, I've not been listening to the show very long, but have gone back to listen to all the episodes available on iTunes. Anyway, I need your creativity. My 30th birthday is this month in January 2008, and I've roped about 16 of my closest friends into going to Disney World. Most of them are very cynical about the magic of the park, so I need to plan something unique. We're already planning on doing the Princess Breakfast in Norway and dinner at California Grill before the Wishes fireworks. Thoughts? Since my party isn't until January, I won't hear from you guys until about, what, January 2010? Just kidding. I would suggest for a bunch, if it's all girls, assuming, I mean, you could bring a guy to it, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique might be a good option.
How old are the girls?
She's going for her 30th birthday, so I imagine they're of some similar age. But, I've seen plenty of adults go in there. It's just a fun thing because, you're in the parks. You want to exude that aura of, being a kid again to these, cynics. And that might be a good way to start things off. Go over there and get your hair done like princesses and get little sashes that say, you're a princess. And, as an adult, it sounds really weird, but you know what? You go over there and you start smelling the Dole Whip in the air and it does things to you. That'd be my suggestion. You guys have any suggestions?
I would do a Segway tour.
That'd be good. A little more the polar opposite. I would say an adult excursion kind of idea.
Yeah, you could either do the World Showcase thing or the off-road thing over at Fort Wilderness. I think that would be a lot of fun and definitely something more adult-oriented. And it would, I think it'd be definitely bring the video cameras because when your girlfriends crash into trees, tree stumps, park trailers, other people, you'll definitely want to get that on tape.
Excellent. Next email is from Patty, who writes, "Hey guys, just wanted to say that I will never ever again doubt the veracity of your advice and opinions. I foofed off the get a rental car, especially if you're staying at Port Orleans advice, and man did I pay for it. What a nightmare. It didn't matter when I left the park, there was a line 2 buses long for the resort. Ugh. Closing time at MGM, every other bus depot is empty, giant line waiting for Port Orleans Riverside. Next time, it's either back to Scopa Towers with at least decent service or to the Avis counter. Love the show."
Funny.
I rest my case.
Thank you.
I rest my case.
Next email is from Bonnie Bailey of Wintersville, Ohio, who writes, "Hi guys, I just found your podcast recently and love them. My family's next trip to the world is in May of 2008. Our daughters are 16 and 13 and are bringing their best friends with us. They've never been to Walt Disney World before, so they're very excited. We want to help them love it as much as we do. We used to do at least one E-Ride night a trip and loved how there were so few people in the Magic Kingdom. Now that all the parks have free extra magic hours, we found them to be very crowded and spent a lot of time weaving around people and standing in line. Sometimes it seems like it's more crowded than it is during the day during extra magic hours. So my question is it even worth doing extra magic hours? Are there any tips to make it more enjoyable? We've tried it twice in 2 different parks and hated it. I don't want this experience to be a bad one. We've done shows about extra magic hours, and you could just go to www.today.com and search about it. Len, can you give Bonnie your 2-cent opinion on extra magic hours in general?
My 2-second opinion? Yeah, so the morning extra magic hours work really well at the Magic Kingdom and at Epcot. They're sort of break-even-ish at the studios, depending on whether you're going to ride Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. And I don't think they work very well at the Animal Kingdom because there's still not enough rides to handle all the extra guests who come for that. For evening extra magic hours, really at the Magic Kingdom and at Epcot, your strategies are to wait out everyone because the park closes, let's say at 9 p.m. to regular guests. It's really not going to start to get less crowded till around an hour and a half into the extra magic hour. So the first 90 minutes, there's still long lines. It's really only the last hour or so where you really start to enjoy shorter crowds. The problem with that is, of course, during the summer, that last hour is probably 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. or 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. when everyone's exhausted.
Yeah, I would suggest, Bonnie, if you were a fan of E-Ride nights, you might consider for the Magic Kingdom taking up the option. I'm be willing to bet there's probably one of the dates during your trip of a Pirate and Princess party, because on those the crowds really empty out, and it doesn't really matter if you're not interested in the events so much because you can just ride all the rides over there. And I've had great experience in terms of no wait on those kind of rides. Scopa?
I have one more point to make. I've noticed this. It seems 100% of the time this is the case. Whichever park has extra magic hour evenings, that park is the best park to hit first thing in the morning because everybody gets their fill of that park those who take advantage of Extra Magic Hour evenings, they really get their fill of that park the night before. So let's say tonight is Extra Magic Hours for Epcot. That would mean that tomorrow morning I would head for Epcot because you will not find as many people there because everybody is there the night before.
Very good. Next email is from Rachel of Dania Beach, Florida, and this name should be familiar because this is the sister of Josh and Sarah, or Josh's sister, Sarah's sister. She writes, we're going to Disney World soon with my grandparents. They're paying for tickets and accommodations. They want to know where the best and closest hotel would be to Epcot. I was thinking either the Dolphin or the Swan. What do you think?
Beach Club.
Dolphin or the Swan?
It's the Beach Club.
Well, the Beach Club is going to be closer to Epcot. Closest to Epcot. Yeah.
Right. But between the two of them, it's probably the Swan.
No, the Dolphin's going to be closer.
No, the Swan is.
I think the Dolphin is. I think.
No.
Swan comes first, the Dolphin. No, the Swan comes first, the Dolphin comes second. On driving, the Swan is directly.
I thought you were talking if you're walking.
Oh, that's what I thought.
If you're walking, would it not be close?
It'd be the Swan. Because the Dolphin, you come over and then you got to go across. Where the Swan is right there.
Oh, maybe so.
Swan is on the left, Dolphin's on the right.
Well, he was right about that whole, the God's going to flood the earth thing. Better build an ark. So I'll give the benefit of the doubt.
That's fine. I'll have to.
Next email's from Catherine, who writes, "Hi guys, love the show. Just listened to episode 324, Saving Money Before Walt Disney World. I am a huge bargain shopper. We just returned from Walt Disney World in October 2007. We flew Southwest, and I was able to get $250 back in travel funds by checking every day to see if the prices had dropped. It was totally worth the extra effort. We are now using the travel funds for our January trip. I love Southwest. We always rent a car from Walt Disney World. I like Alamo and the price and convenience. I originally booked the car online at a price of $210 using a coupon code from Costco. Each night I would try different coupon codes to see if I could get the price down. I booked, canceled, and rebooked the car 7 times, and I got the price down from $210 to $103 by the time we started up traveling. The codes that I ended up using were the same Costco codes I started out with. Most people don't realize that the prices go up and down daily." So we thank Catherine for sending in some of her tips. I know, Scopa, you're Mr. Rental Car, right, Newell? I mean, all we hear about from him is how he's adjusting his rental car price.
I got a real good deal from National. I had for the marathon trip, which was 7 days, I got a mid-size. I got a Malibu for $95.
You didn't get a Volvo, though.
I didn't get a Volvo. That's right. We won't go into that. I didn't get a Volvo for $29.95 or whatever for the whole week. Yeah.
Next email is from Jess Evans of Richmond, Virginia, who writes, "Hey, Matt, Len, Mike, and Old Man Scopa. First off, thanks for answering my last question for our September trip on your show, even though it was answered the week after we returned from our trip. So close. My fiance and I are planning our honeymoon at Walt Disney World for early December. That's 2008. I'm setting this in October 2007, so you guys have more than enough time to read it on the show. No excuses. I was wondering if there are any usual discounts for early December value season, like free dining in September. And if there are discounts usually released, about what time of the year did they come out? Thanks again for the show, and thanks to Matt for the StudioCentral.com t-shirt I won during the launch podcast."
Awesome.
So discounts for early December.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually room discounts available.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to have. It's not going to be much more than that, right?
Yeah, I don't think so, no. Room discounts, they generally don't offer things like free dining or anything like that, or ticket upgrades. That's usually done during just before and just after summer. But the room discounts are good enough. It's better than nothing.
The other thing is, use a good travel agent, book it through them, and then, they'll adjust the rate for you. So you'll always get in on those deals as soon as they get announced, Next email is from Luke Manning, who writes, "Hey, Matt, Mike, Len, and Mike. I'm going to Walt Disney World in the summer of 2020. I want to know what the lines will be like for the newly opened Journey to the Center of the Earth and Animal Kingdom. I heard it gets really long lines, and then, of course, I'd like to know about the lines for the new Little Mermaid ride. I'm so glad they finally got around to building that. Also, would I be able to get reservations to Disney's All-Star Podcast Resort? I hear it's really good."
I'll be dead.
Nice.
I'll be dead.
That's what you said 50 years ago. What the?
Yeah, that's right. Next email is from Tara from New Hampshire. Writes, "Hi guys, I just got through your money-saving tips episode and have another one to add. The Disney Rewards Visa by Chase allows you to earn Disney dollars based on your spending throughout the year. We use ours frequently and pay off the balance every month so we aren't paying any interest. We typically earn the max of 750 Disney dollars in the calendar year, so that is a huge bonus to take on your yearly trips. I really enjoy your show. Keep up the great work. P.S. New Hampshire Disney fans are the best. Suck up.
$50 isn't bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely not bad, yeah.
But she's a suck up. Next email is from Scott Davis from Harleysville, Pennsylvania. First, I just found your podcast about a week and a half ago, and I am hooked. Keep up the great job. I've been a Disney fan since my first trip when I was 3 in 1983. I've been to the world 6 times since, and every time I go, the more I want to move there to be a cast member and be enclosed in the magic and be the one to actually help create it. My question is this. Would you recommend this as an option? My wife needs a change, and my girlfriend agrees. My life needs a change, not my wife. My life needs a change, and my girlfriend agrees. Can you give me your opinions on this or any recommendations? I just did the move. I've lived in Connecticut most of my life. Just moved down to the Orlando area about a week or 2 ago. Mostly because obviously, Disney World is here. I think, we had the ability to, really just pick up and move. And, we're trying it out. We think, why not? You're only young and stupid once, so we figured, let's go for it. Have any of you guys ever considered it?
Moving down?
Moving down to Florida.
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay, Newell?
Yeah,
It's
I
just
did.
not. Yeah. Go ahead.
I even considered changing jobs. Went for the interview. The whole 9 yards.
Oh, really? So what stopped you from going?
The company that I was interviewing with was sold to another company. So it was. I interviewed with Vista United, which was the telephone company at the time, and they soon sold it to Disney. Sold it to a company called Smart City. That's what it is.
Sure.
Yeah,
If you say so.
it was. But I was really close, and I didn't do it.
Well, Scopo was here. He lived here when the first Spanish expedition came through the area. So
Exactly. He was the one. Mr. De Leon. So
look, I see it.
That fountain doesn't work.
Exactly.
Next email.
Hey.
Next email is from Darren Whitco of Middlebury, Connecticut. He goes, Dear gentlemen, my wife and I love the show and listen every week. Scopa has really inspired my wife to run the half marathon, and his helpful suggestions are always very appreciated. So here's my question. We're going to be heading down for Thanksgiving, staying at the club level at Wilderness Lodge. We'll be arriving on about a week before Thanksgiving and staying until the Sunday following Thanksgiving. Is there anything special going on for Thanksgiving? I know that there's special meals going on. I know that certain restaurants, I want to say like Liberty Tree Tavern at the Magic Kingdom does one.
That fills up real fast.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's anything special. I don't think there's any special fireworks or parades or anything like that, as far as I know.
All right. Yeah, but there's not. Yeah, you're right, Mike. I don't think there's anything.
Wait a minute, though there may be a special meal at there may be special meals at the Wilderness Lodge, but I'm not sure. And at maybe Hoop-de-Doo, but I'm not too sure about that.
You got to stay on top of I'll say like All Ears Net or something, somewhere that one of those sites that posts that kind of news really up front. So subscribe to one of those kind of newsletters, and you can really keep track of that. Next email is from Amanda, who writes, We're planning on staying at the Polynesian sometime in 2008. There will be 3 of us, ages 50, 21, and 16. We wanted to stay at the Polynesian for a while and have been saving up for it. Because we've been wanting to stay here for so long, and the fact that one of us, the 16-year-old, doesn't have an annual pass, we were intending on spending the majority of our time outside the parks, more particularly spending most of our time at the Polynesian. I know that some of the resorts, particularly the deluxe resorts, have activities for guests to do. What type of activities will we be able to do, and which ones would you recommend while we're staying at the Polynesian?
Well, we should definitely check out Steve Seiferd's site.
Oh, absolutely. I'll put a link in the show notes for you, Amanda.
Yeah, but I know all of the resorts, all of the deluxe resorts generally have some sort of activity sessions going on throughout the day. For example, I was at the Animal Kingdom for Mouse Fest in December, and when I looked at the activity board, there was literally a different activity every single hour of the day, except for maybe like between 2 and 3 o'clock when everyone should be napping. But there was always something to do in the resort throughout the entire day.
They also, some of the other resorts, I know that like the Beach Club and a couple other deluxe resorts do movies. I know the Beach Club does it. Movies by the water over there, and they put up a big inflatable screen, and they show a recent movie like Pirates 3 or Cars or something like that. So you can always do something like that. At Fort Wilderness, they have the I don't know if they do it all year round, but they have the hayride thing going on over there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, what you can do is you can actually just go to any of these resorts. The deluxe ones usually have the most activities. Go to the front desk, just ask, can I have a list of your, of the resort activities? They don't ask, are you staying at the resort? So just grab one of those and you can really help plan a weekend around it. Well, that's it for us today. The rest of the emails are going back in the email bucket. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio. This episode of Walt Disney World Today is sponsored by MEI and MouseFan Travel, who specialize in cruises and vacation packages to Disney and other destinations around the world. MEI and MouseFan Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner. They provide their signature services with no additional agency fees. To get your free no-obligation quote, visit www.mousefantravel.com.